Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne for our final stop on our Season 8 tour before we go to the World Championships in Katowice. Back with Apollo. Didn't go very well for the Terran, did it?
Terran tears, Red Eye.
I was leaking quite a few from my eyes. It was sad. Especially the proxy. I was like, no, damn it, don't do that. That's happening too much to me recently, and it was bad.
Yeah, Terrans just are having a hard time no matter which way we look at it,
They've put them on the endangered species in Korea, you know.
Yeah, I know.
They're actually officially on the endangered species list.
I was watching a TV channel the other day and I didn't really realise until I looked properly.
Yeah.
It's quite sad.
So moving swiftly on, because there's not much more we can say about that last game, and 4GG looked about as frustrated as I was. HerO and Rain are the players that advanced through. We're going to bring you that winner's bracket game now, the winner of which will qualify for the quarterfinals. So big game coming up. Hyun and 4GG, not for the first time in their lives, will be finding to stay in the tournament. Hyun, I mean, open bracket, dropped down to the lower bracket. Oh God, got to stay in, got to win every game. Did so. Now he's got to do the same thing again through this. This is a tall order for him.
Yeah, I think it's looking a little bit too difficult to do that. I mean, if he'd won the first game, then his chances obviously just naturally much, much higher to advance out. But after that loss, it's very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, let's move on from the Terran Tears and talk about the upper bracket final. These two, I mean, very special players. We know all about them. They've both been playing very well recently as well. It's been great to see HerO in Pro League for a change as well. It's been really nice to see him play. And Rain, though, is he just on a different level from HerO, or do we expect this to be a close game?
I think that Rain overall is probably on maybe one level higher than HerO, but it's not too much different. The thing is for this PvP is they both practice a lot of this matchup specifically for Pro League. And Todd brought up a good point, is that Pro League's always just kind of one game. So this can be actually quite an interesting matchup between these two players who practice PvP a lot. The thing, though, that I think that actually leads in favor of HerO is that in stats-wise for Rain, he's only won 1 out of 4 games in Pro League when he's actually gone up against other Protoss players. So there's definitely, even though Rain is a level higher, HerO's got the better results.
Yeah, and as we said earlier on, it's still kind of winter. Actually, someone kindly reminded me that HerO likes American tournaments and winning them in the winter, and currently there's about 10 feet of snow out there right now, so definitely winter is here. In that game that he played, was it difficult to kind of pick anything out of it and go, oh yeah, he's really on form, or because it was over so quickly?
You mean the HerO
4GG game?
I think it was more so that 4GG had a lot of mistakes in his game and it was just capitalized on. Just simple stuff like scouting, not having a bunker, which was the first game, and just getting pushed back and back and back. So it wasn't anything that we can be like, woohoo, HerO's doing well this event. It was more so that 4GG made mistakes and was broken down that way.
Okay, final thoughts, prediction between these two. Who's the first player into the quarters?
I was really off on my prediction before with 4GG HerO. But if they were to rematch, I would still go back to that prediction, by the way. For this one, you have to favour Rain. I mean, no matter which way you look at it, Rain's a favourite to win the entire tournament, so I have to go with Rain.
All right, okay, thank you very much, Sean. And we'll find out in the next hour or so, hopefully, between these two. It's a PvP, so it could go either way. But at least it's not Hasselhoff's playing, so it should be quite quick. Oh, I'm such a burner, I know. Love the guy, really. Time to go over now for our winner's bracket final with our commentary team. It's the same boys again. It's Kalaris and Todd.
When he said "love you, guy," really, he sounded kind of really creepy. Then that was kind of strange, but whatever.
It's
the case.
Paul. We are used to the fits.
Yeah, that's true.
He says much worse off the camera.
I think hashtag dad jokes might be. But anyway,
it's Valentine's Day, not Father's Day.
That's true. That is true. Anyway, we love you as well, Paul, as we now get into our PvP series to find out who is going to advance on the first player to the round of 8. Will it be Rain on the left? Will it be HerO on the right? It certainly won't be Graham in the middle, as we now get into our map vetoes.
These two have actually, it's interesting for me because they have history. Back in Wings of Liberty, when HerO was considered to be one of the best Protoss players, one of the very best. Don't mistake my words. He still is, but there's just so many more Protosses now than there used to be.
Yeah.
Rain kind of came out of nowhere and beat him, and basically beat him in a way that says, I'm the new guy here, and this is how everybody's going to play PvP from here. I remember those games like it was yesterday. It was on Antigua Shipyard. I was staying with Rotterdam and Mr. Bitter at the time. We were having burgers on the sofa, watching GSL, and Rain played the most perfect PvP I've ever seen. He got 10 Colossus, 10 Immortals, all the rest was Archons. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that very
10
well.
Immortals, 10 Colossus, rest was Archons, and he rolled everybody. Like,
Yeah, he
crushed every Protoss that he met from there. Now, we're on Heart of the Swarm. Both players have about a 60% win ratio in the matchup. So that's, I would say they are very equal on stats. But if you think on direct comparison, as Sean pointed out, Rain has not been doing that well versus Protosses in Pro League. His last match was against Zest. It was a best of one. It was in the finals of round 1. And he lost that. He tried to go for some standard builds. On Yonsu, he got 10 gated and he died. Whereas HerO has played a lot more of PvPs, I feel, these days. And even though he's won some, he's lost a few, he's beat some very impressive players. So I will give the hedge to HerO here. Maybe in this matchup a little bit, but since Rain is one of the overwhelming favorites to take the tournaments, then the edge goes back to him. So I'm kind of juggling right now in my head between those two. It's difficult.
No, I know exactly what you mean. And you rightly point out the history between these guys and how things have gone on in the past, just because of what we saw previously from people like Rain. Rain was a pioneer in PvP when it came to that swing back into the building of Immortals that really did work out well for him. Now in Heart of the Swarm, though, PvP is a little bit more of a different beast.
If you did that build, you will get crushed, because 10 Colossus versus Tempest, what's up?
Yeah, it's not going to go too well.
They will just disappear. And it's interesting to know, too, because HerO was one of the first Protosses to really try and play with Tempests as much as possible. He's using them a lot. Now he's going to be up against a Rain who likes to play defensively and who likes to go into long games very often. Do we see the new age of PvP through this best of 3 now?
We could do.
We could find out a lot just from these games here. They could be short, but if they are long, we're going to learn a lot. That's how I feel.
We've already watched some great PvPs the past couple of weeks, Todd. We have had the privilege of casting a lot of them together, and we are going through this PvP story together, my friend, as we'll be getting into game number 1 in a little bit. Yonsu will be our first map here in this series. Allow me to try and extend the invite to you. Are you on Todd
there? It's weird. No. I'm already in the game, but I cannot see it.
You are in the game, but
it worked last time I saw that, so let's just forget about it. But anyway, Yonsu, a pretty cool map for PvP. You have a lot of space for Blink and all that. You see all kind of builds on Yonsu. It's a map where most recently, as I said, Rain just played versus Zest in Pro League finals. And he lost that game, trying to go for a standard build because he did not scout. He did not see the 10 gate coming. And then once he saw it coming, it's interesting to note. In my opinion, the best way to hold the 10 gate is to get sentries, which is what he was doing. But if you think about it, the space between your main nexus and gateway to the ramp is actually quite far. So a lot of the time, if you get 10 gated and you don't see it coming, the sentry is going to get there too late to force field. And then if your opponent gets up the ramp, then you can already kind of sort of lost. But yesterday we saw actually some players getting Mothership Core and Stalkers holding a 10 gate very, very well. So if HerO was, I'm sure HerO saw that game. This was the latest PvP that Rain played. It was very recent. He lost, so HerO had to have done his own work. Does he try something like this, you think? Or I think there's a better chance he plays standard. But keeping in mind that his opponent likes to play defensive and is very good in the late game himself, I really wonder how HerO goes into this series.
We got the opportunity to look at a lot of Rain's PvP actually in the qualifiers of this tournament. He actually had to go up against SOS twice, and remember, he was the world champion from 2013. He lost to him in the first series, but then came back during the lower bracket and was able to defeat him in pretty long games during those series. So I would have to agree that, probably we're going to see some standard play out of Rain, some transitions here and there to try and get into that mid game. But at the same time, it's still pretty wild in those opening stages in PvP. So will HerO bring the aggression to Rain, or will Rain completely mix it up? We shall find out now. Game number 1, Yonsu. Who advances onto the round of 8? We'll find out soon, as we have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner our red Protoss. Representing Team Liquid, it's HerO. And up to the top right, we have our blue Protoss, someone who a lot of people are touting as one of the favorites of the entire tournament. It is SKT's Rain.
SKT1.
It says SKT on his thing. I know it's TT1, but yeah.
No, it's not TT1. It's SKT1, no? TT1's a player from Canada.
SK Telecom T1 Rain. There you go. If you're really being pedantic.
Oh, here goes the new word. It's
what,
English
pedantic?
lesson time.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, Gates 12 by HerO here.
Sick.
Oh, no. He was not making his probe for some time, so it's still going to be a Gateway 13.
Yeah.
Had me worried for a second. Still, you know, not those necessarily. We've seen a lot of producers go open gate 12 these days and not be aggressive with it or do anything special. They just want to take a little bit faster and not favorize the economy. We'll see who scouts for proxies here in a second, if either of them does it. As I feel like this is a classic matchup, by the way. As much as HerO versus HerO is as well, this is guys that have history together. They've played together before. They've had epic games, long games. So this is, for me, a classic. Like I really want to see these guys duke it out.
Let me tell you, for the novelty factor, I would only ever want to cast one HerO versus HerO game and then never again. Not a full best of 3. That
Why?
Would, it's the idea of casting HerO versus HerO and then having to explain as...
Actually, how do you do that?
No, you just like Liquid and then CJ and then just ignore the names completely, I guess. That would be brutal. So thanks for raising that issue. Maybe it will happen if HerO goes on to the World Finals and then we see HerO versus HerO in the final and then God help us.
Oh, HerO's going in a weird position with his probe here. This is the 3rd pylon, so gonna have to keep an eye on that. We've seen a lot of players actually hide stuff like Dark Shrines on this map. You can also hide a Stargate, but it's not as necessary, especially since it's the 3rd pylon here.
It's a really bizarre place.
Yeah, but who will look there?
Yeah,
like you will
exactly.
look in the corners of the map if you're looking for a proxy. But now, since he's the 3rd pylon, those Rain realize that there is a pylon missing, that there is a probe missing, and that this is possible. I feel like it's unlikely.
The pylon's the big tell, and right now he's looking around for that 3rd pylon. Where is it? What have you done with that 3rd pylon? Where are you hiding that 3rd pylon? Show me the pylon. But unfortunately, I don't really think he's going to see it. Look, he's going everywhere else.
Does he realize from there? Oh, he's...
Oh
my God.
No.
That's such a read, man. This... Okay.
I can't believe it.
I would have expected this from CJ's HerO, but Rain here is really showing us why he's so great. He sees the pylon, and...
Wait, turn around.
No, he's gonna see. He's gonna see what he's up against. Does HerO cancel? I don't think so. The gateway has gone way too far for him to cancel. He could go into something like an Oracle.
He cancels.
He cancels. And he has already started to twilight. I thought since the probe was there, and usually you don't leave until you've confirmed that that building did indeed finish. But in this case, Rain left before he saw that
he could turn around and go back.
Yeah, but there's the mothership core now. HerO's making sure this does not happen. They're already thinking one step ahead of everything.
This is pretty cool. Where's this? Wow, that probe's hiding over on the right-hand side as well here for Rainy. I think he's going to try and go back in and scout. There's a pylon up to the top left. Another pylon for HerO to the top left?
That's where he's going to put the Dark Shrine. This pylon has been revealed, so you can anticipate a scout from his opponent. Actually, the mothership core of Rain is going to get into the main here and get a scout, possibly. If this does not... Oh, the probe almost led the Stalkers to the mothership core. So he's going to see the Twilight. He's going to know there's the possibility for Dark Templars from there.
Yeah, he has to know that there's been a cancel on that Stargate for sure. Once he sees that Twilight Council, as that is now down, and it's not doing anything.
HerO started Blink and started chrono boosting it. This is so obvious right now.
The mind game.
Rain has to know. There is no way he does not know. He kills the probe, going to recall out of there after a second one, possibly. He gets the second one. Why is he not recalling? He time warps.
He actually can get out.
Yeah, he's going to get out, but with 17 hit points and 28 energy, you might as well kill him.
If he goes out up the north, though, if he goes out straight up north, sees that the Stargate isn't there, he's going to see the Dark Shrine.
Oh, wow, HerO is on panic. He's swapping in the Stalkers out of there. And he's not going to get it.
He's not going to get it.
What is this?
He's actually going to see the Dark Shrine.
We're at the 7th minute and so much stuff happens.
I can't believe this game already.
You know what? Rain is getting the Robo. As I said, he saw the Twilight, and now he's even going to confirm the Dark Shrine. This is bad news for HerO. Does he cancel the Dark Shrine? Does he realize that he's been spotted?
What a crazy PvP, man. This is absolutely insane.
I think he should cancel the Dark Shrine. It would definitely be a better choice. He's not going to do anything here.
Unless he thinks that it hasn't been spotted there?
No, he knows.
Mothership Core's got quite a bit of range in terms of vision, so he should be able to realize that's the case. The Nexus is on the way now for Rain. He's going to have the defense capable.
It does indeed have quite a bit of range for now.
Yeah, for now at least. Rip Mothership Core. Anyway, the Observer's already out, so this isn't going to do anything for HerO. This investment, he would have been wiser to just keep those Dark Templars at home and then maybe later use them for Archons.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Rain is behind on Walkers in this situation. I really thought he was going to favorize, having countered his opponent's build, he was going to favorize the economy, chrono boost out some probes, but no. He did not. He was focusing on getting Blink out as soon as possible. So right now, as much as he has Blink, it's tricky for him to move out and use that to do some damage because HerO, he himself got his own Robo, which he's getting an Immortal from. He's going to get an Observer. He's going to play it fairly safe. But having Blink, if Rain starts getting out on the map, snipes these two pylons out of position, that Dark Shrine,
It's so
I
much
really
investment.
think he's going to be in a great position.
Yeah.
Going to the later part, the mid game. And he's going to have an earlier expansion to work with as well.
It is so much of an investment that he has in the middle
Is
of the
that
map.
Mothership Core going to spot the other pylon on the map? This is the
yes.
great explorer of 2014, man. He sees everything.
I
He's not
can't
going to get the
believe it.
probe. This is
Oh.
ridiculous. VP of this game, of this match already.
Rain is the Christopher Columbus of Protoss. He finds everything. Oh, dear me.
He's in there piloting the Mothership Core.
I can't
He has
believe
a pirate hat for some reason. Nobody knows why. But
pirate hat. I think we're thinking about different guys. But yeah, this is crazy. He gets the Mothership Core. He's
Oh.
well, actually, so he doesn't
3
have
hit
that
points
shrine.
actually. Whoa. And HerO has Blink too.
6 save.
I really thought that Rain was going to be able to get in there, snipe this, and then blink away. But HerO, with some nice reaction time, saves his Dark Shrine for now. But then again, if you want to get an Archon, it's now or never, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a follow-up attack later on to snipe the Dark Shrine.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, at this point, that both players are trying to keep a good eye on one another with Hallucinated Phoenix, constantly sending them in, having a look around. So almost always during the later stages of this game, they're going to know what each other's up to.
Rain has an earlier Forge. I wouldn't be surprised if HerO goes for his own Forge. And what we've seen before from players who have Blink on 2 bases like this, they either commit to an attack or they go into a Robo Bay to both stack onto Colossus. We've seen also players go for Charge and Archons, but usually when you're in a mirror matchup at this moment, which these two players are in, both of them, I think, will take to Colossus.
And here we have HerO now setting up for that 4 Stalker attack squad over to the right-hand side here. One volley will kill a probe off. So it's always a nice little thing to get going, and it kills a few. Meanwhile, actually, a DT at the front does get killed off by the Immortals as well. So Rain keeping good eyes on his defense at the natural, but his main, there are a few probes dying off of this. He could sack those Stalkers now and be okay.
HerO prevented some mining time here, and he's ahead by 5 workers now, so he's definitely going to be happy about this. Did he spot the Forge? No, not yet. It's actually at the expansion, but he has his own Forge, so he's okay. I'm surprised they haven't dropped down Robo Bay right now, either of them. But could Rain go for an attack because of all the units he killed? He's moving across. He's moving to the middle of the map.
The only advantage he has right now is, well, actually 2 Immortals if he breaks the 4th one over.
They choose different tech paths, actually.
Ooh.
Rain going for the charge and HerO going for the Robo. Remember yesterday when I said I prefer going for the Robo in this situation? And then, who was it? It was Hazu who got caught in the middle of the map against MC and got completely destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a similar scenario. Basically, HerO's going to have to play it super safe if he does not want to die against some open field attack.
Yeah, and Mothership Core with Time Warp is going to be so important in that engagement if it does come along. And on Yonsu, you do have to be careful. The Watchtowers can actually control a lot of vision through the middle. And if Rain is being proactive about that, he should have good awareness as to what HerO's up to.
I'm surprised that Rain's the one playing Charge and HerO's the one playing Colossus. Like, if I had to guess, I would have said it would be the opposite, with HerO trying something like a Warp Prism and a Templar to feed back the Mothership Core before attacking. In this case, Rain going for this does not necessarily mean he's going to commit to an attack, but as I mentioned yesterday, if you stay on Charge Lot Archon army too long time and you face a lot of Colossus, you're not going to win. You need to either add Tempest or do some damage to be able to take on a Colossus army in the late game. And actually, getting a War Prism now, so Rain could go for some aggression. He's cut probe on 17 plus 18, but he does start the 3rd base, so I do think he wants to go into a regular and standard game from there. And this is probably the best way to take on Colossus with this, because if you fight up front with everything you have, your opponent can get a wall enough, he can get some very good time warp, basically kite with Colossus and do a lot of damage. Whereas if you drop something in the main and attack at the front, it's going to be very hard for you to spread his army. But HerO's the one moving across the map.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. He has to recall out. It's like he kind of, I think he saw the 3rd base. No, he actually didn't see the 3rd base going down, but he kind of had to deny that. And then he had a Stargate going down for Rain as well here.
It's maybe some Tempest play, realizing he's up against Colossus play. He did spot that Robo Bay earlier.
I just feel that Rain's composition, his position in this game, makes him so much more active in the middle of the map. And he has so much power in the middle of the map as well, with that charge being finished.
As the player who plays Charge Lot Archon Immortal, you're always able to take a quicker 3rd base than your opponent. And you have this is the part of the game where you have a stronger army, but as I said, you cannot fight in a choke. So Rain's going to use a War Prism to drop some Zealots in the main, and basically harass there, force HerO to spread out his army, and he's delaying his 3rd base by a lot right now. Even though HerO's going to have a better army as soon as he reaches 3 Colossus and starts starts adding on Archons, Rain's going to have Tempest by then, I think. Possibly.
He's
getting the Fleet Beacon now.
Yeah, I think he might have just hallucinated a Phoenix there, but did activate the Guardian Shield as well. So a little bit of lost energy.
This is interesting. I really thought that Rain was going to go for the War Prism in the main and an attack at the same time, but he waited until HerO's army was out of position. It's out of position now. He goes for the War Prism in the main.
Nice
and HerO does not. He's going to recall.
Oh, that's a lot of Zealots he's actually warping in. He absolutely has to get back there, and he will do with a lot of this, but he might lose a few units. This will prompt Rain, though, to say, well, you've recalled your entire army all the way back. He doesn't lose the War Prism, and he actually pokes at the front.
He could go for the Nexus here. He might have time to snipe it. There is some Stalkers there. He's going to have to recall very soon. Actually, his Mothership Core is low on hit points. Just as the shield. Remember,
yeah, recall's out. It was a brave attempt at a force field with Colossi always there on the field, and now this one Stalker is going to zone out that Wall Prism. That Wall Prism has to be very, very careful, but it's always there as a threat. HerO's moving out into the middle of the map now. He has to be very, very careful about this.
Remember what's happened to the Mothership Core of Hazu? That was not nice. Losing it with lots of energy. Rain actually supply blocked here for some time. This is not every day you get to see this guy getting supply blocked. Almost never, in fact. HerO's moving across the map. He realized that he has such a late third base that he has to do damage with his Colossus. Problem of his army? He has no Archons.
Oh, the Zealots come back into the main, actually save that Warp Prism, but at the same time, the third base is going to be under assault. I think he actually has to sack this base. I don't think he can really save it from this position.
He should go for a surround on this army. The thing is, HerO has a recall available, so I think he snipes this and then recalls. This is perfect reaction from both players.
Yeah.
Right now.
He's doing a lot of damage with those Zealots as well. He's killed off quite a few workers, but as has Liquid HerO. It's 45 workers to 34 right now. The Zealots still continue to rampage.
Oh, HerO gets caught out of position, almost gets feedback.
Oh,
the Templar!
Just grab it.
There is no recall available, but Rain is not in a situation where he can surround easily here, that army. So I think he has one Tempest now. If he waits for 3, he can 2-volley this Colossi.
I mean, the Zealot count's very close to one another as well here, and Rain doesn't really have that army supply advantage that he would need to have, as well as the position.
The difference is basically HerO has Colossus and Rain has Archons.
Yeah.
But if he gets 3 Tempest, then he can basically erase that Colossus count, and he's gonna do great. And HerO is now adding on Archons. HerO has played this so well, even though he was only on 2 bases.
And that Hallucinate Phoenix providing a little bit of vision for that Tempest to start with the work on those Colossi. Hallucinate Colossus actually, which doesn't soak up anything just in that engagement, actually did soak up 1 or 2 of those shots. Blinks forwards, really wants to bring down that, and +3 weapons is just finished here for Rain, so that might make a little bit of a difference, but in the end, he still doesn't do the damage to the Colossi that he wants, so he's going to be pushed back. There's still Zealots available here to HerO to zone out those Immortals.
I'm surprised Rain didn't wait a little bit more. If he had gotten that second Tempest, it would really have helped already, but now he has +3, he saved all of his Immortals, he pulled back on time, he just has to get basically only Zealots and Archons to tank for these Immortals and Tempest to do the work, and I think Rain's still gonna take it, even though he took a very early fight. He's probably anticipating his HerO from taking, basically taking a third behind this. He's misread the situation. The economy is greater for Rain right now. Not by many probes, but since he's remaking his third already, he's in a great position, I think.
Oh, he's going to check, though. The Stalker sees no third at the bottom. Will it see no third up to the top left? If it's able to get there, it certainly will. Now, the Tempests are rising in number. We're at 2 at this point, and that Hallucinated Phoenix was a very, very good choice. Sorry, the Hallucinated Colossus was a good choice to soak up some of the damage. But now Rain's army is rising in potency.
Goodbye, Observer.
Poor little guy.
And Rain's gonna get in a position where he can get a good concave against that army of HerO. Rain cannot go up the ramp, but if he takes a good fight here... Actually, this is good for HerO to engage here. Because those Tempests, they're going to be in the middle of the fight. The first one of them gets sniped immediately.
That's pretty bad. Those Archons are also in the thing as well, but at the same time, those Immortals absolutely made those Stalkers disintegrate. So Rain could still press the advantage here because of how many Immortals he had. They killed off all the Stalkers. Now there's really nothing too much left here for HerO. The last Colossus falls. What a fight here by Rain. Just sheer firepower brings down the Stalkers. GG. Game number 1 goes to Rain. What a heated PvP for game number 1.
Oh my god, that was so good. The +3 really helped Rain here. And I was already surprised that Rain was the one to go for Charge and Immortals, and HerO to go for Colossus. He did a very good job of not letting him take a third. And as I mentioned before, HerO's the guy who has experience with making Tempest and countering Colossus, but now he was in a reverse situation, and Rain, he dealt with that very, very well. He sniped on the Colossus, and HerO, I don't know why he was attacking the Tempest that much. The first one, he kind of caught in the middle of the army, so it was okay, but the second one, HerO blinked into the army of his opponent with his Stalkers, and they got killed instantly trying to kill that Tempest, so that was not the best micro one could hope for in that fight. But what a nice game to start the series with.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And this is just a preview of what is to come if you stick around here at the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne, because this is only to find out who advances onto the round of 8. Never mind anything else that's going on here. And also just to address a question that I'm seeing quite a bit on Twitter, the reason we're seeing HerO wearing an Incredible Miracle jacket is because he's been playing with them in Pro League. So he's not switched teams. He's still Liquid HerO. It's just that he has been playing over there with them.
Getting
in Pro
double
League.
salary.
Doing all right.
Possibly. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. But
No. Well,
I'm seduced by the idea.
well, now we have Rain 1 game up. After such an impressive PvP from both sides. They were making great calls left and right, cancelling buildings, trying to throw everything out there. And the compositions, that could have gone an entirely different way.
Yeah.
It was utterly crazy.
It's really interesting that Rain played Charlotte, Immortal, and Archon. But if you think about it, he's on a team with Classic and Parting. Parting is the biggest fan right now of that composition as well. He's very good with it. He's playing on NA. Sometimes he plays against people that stream like Minigun. And he's done very good against someone like Minigun with that very style. He made basically the Colossus style look unviable in those games. So I remember talking about it, or hearing Minigun talk a little bit about it. And right now, those SKT1 Protosses, it really feels like they're all about the Charlotte, Immortals, and Archons. And they just make it work every single time. Do you think we see the same thing again if it goes into a second base, third base out of range?
Frost.
On Frost, it's actually one of the better maps for this because of all the space in the middle of the map. You can War Prism a lot, just like it did. That War Prism was so important. It did so much damage. After the War Prism left the main of HerO, there was 8 probes mining minerals there. Not an ideal scenario.
No, certainly not. I think even War Prism is even more potent on a map like this compared to Yonsu. There's really not that much room to move around on Yonsu.
Yeah.
So we could quite happily see Rain utilize the same style and do really well once again. And it's funny how it works, because in mirror matchups in general, if you look at a ZVZ, for example, and you see someone open gasless against a gasless and someone gets the correct scouting read, then they can take a quick third very quickly. And in a lot of mirror matchups, the quick third, or the ability to take a quick third, is becoming a big, important factor as these games evolve. And in PvP here, we see that Rain being able to take that much quicker third because of his decisions, because of the composition, because of his committal to charge lots, and not really too much of an ability for HerO to move out. It's a crazy dynamic what we're seeing.
I cannot
in these
believe
games.
you went on for this long about analysis for PvP. Some people might not have a Valentine, but you got Skylar's analysis of PvP here.
I'm enjoying PvP right now, I've got to admit. So anyway, guys, let's get into game number 2. Currently down 1 game in this best of 3 up to the top left-hand corner, representing Liquid. It's HerO. Down to the bottom right, as our blue Protoss, representing SK Telecom T1, it's Rain. I needed to add epicness.
The music really helps adding the epicness, man.
It does. For that brief 5 seconds.
How likely do you think it is that we might see some kind of expansion here on this map? Definitely, I would say probably the better map right now. Just
you
because...
mean like a Nexus first? Or?
No, a Nexus with like a Sentry and a Mothership Core.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's definitely very viable. I do like it, because you get just send that hallucination over and have a look around what your opponent's up to and stuff. And then defending is a lot easier in PvP as well now because of Photon Overcharge, so definitely can work.
Yeah.
Do you like doing builds like that in PvP at the moment?
Expansions?
Yeah.
I used to be the guy who was all about the expansions. I was expansion or die trying, but my build was kind of bad. And I died trying for a very long time before I finally gave up. But it's coming back lately. Koreans, they are bringing in very refined builds, and they are making those expansions work. We have actually seen it on Frost a lot. Top Protoss players getting a single Sentry, a Mothership Core, starting an expansion, and then getting a Stalker to make sure you don't die against an Oracle or a Mothership Core, because that's also one of the weaknesses of the build. If you get Mothership Core rushed and you have a single Sentry, you're in a bit of trouble. Yeah. And then behind this, you can go for Stargate, you can add gateways. Robo is kind of fell out of fashion. There used to be a time where every time you go for expand, you will add gateways and a Robo, but right now it's all about the Stargate, just because the Oracle is so strong.
Yeah, that poor little Robo. He fell out of fashion a little bit in PvZ as well. You don't see him a whole lot more off those 2 bases. It's all about the Stargate. Stargate's getting a lot of love in Heart of the Swarm. And why not? It's so versatile. You've got the option of some great units for not only defensive capabilities, but also the offense. And Protoss, for me, right now, feels like a very, very well-rounded race. It's
for a lot of people, Kailaris.
Yeah, for a lot of people. What a surprise. But anyway, we'll get into this now. We have the Twilight Council very rapidly here.
Extremely quick. If he goes for some kind of very quick Dark Templar build and HerO plays it too safe and delays his tech, he's going to be in trouble. But getting the Sentry first here, there's going to be a very good chance for HerO to be able to spot this. Oh, he goes for his own Twilight behind this.
Ah, okay. Well, at least he'll have the Sentry available to him, so if he keeps an eye on ramp, if something crazy is going on, then he'll be all okay. But let's see what Rain wants to commit to here. Right now, I mean, the thing is...
I think Dark Shrine.
You think Dark Shrine? It looks like it is going to be. There you go.
But, you know, because he went for a scout and he was mining so much gas early on, he didn't even start the 3rd pylon yet. And he's going to do it now, but look, his minerals are low. Does he start an expansion with this, you think? I think going for an expansion, a 2nd gateway, and then getting his own Robo would be a viable way to play this. Just because the Dark Shrine takes so long to get, I should be able to do that, and I think that's what he's going to go for.
Yeah, and Dark Shrine, you know, in PvP, it's not only great offensively, if you can wiggle your way on him, but also it's not too bad defensively, because right now, what we're seeing from HerO is no form of detection at all.
Yeah.
So if he wanted to pressure across the map, he would need mobile detection to really do something like that.
We've seen that scenario a lot, actually, recently. There was this one game of Hazu, I think it was versus San, the final game on Heavy Rain, where he went for a similar build to this. And in the end, he made the Robo way too late to be able to counter it. But now the hallucination actually was not sent out because of that pressure. I really thought that he was going to be able to see the Dark Shrine, but now... No Robo has started for HerO, and the DTs are about to be warped in at his 3rd base.
As soon as he saw the cancellation of that pylon, he absolutely had to send a hallucination because he's like, well, okay, you're kind of faking this, but that
but then he has no force field.
Yeah, exactly. This is
and he's moving down the ramp.
He's getting the Robo now, but it's kind of late. That DT's already walking in.
He might be able to spot the DT and then... Oh no, he's not going to the pylon.
Oh, he doesn't see that blur. He
wants to pressure with Blink. He's moving across the map. He has not walled off his ramp.
This is going to be disastrous.
This usually is game. If a DT gets up in your main, even if you're able to defend, you're going to lose way too many probes at this time.
I mean, there's so much
might just live
time.
right there.
Yeah, there is so much time before that Robo actually finishes. He's already got 3 probes. The Stalker's now putting on the harassment here at the natural, but he has to evacuate his main completely. This is a disaster for him. Yes, there's lots of Stalkers at the front pressuring down this natural, but that Dark Templar comes out, and as we said before, no mobile detection for a long time on that other side of the map, so those Stalkers can't do a damn thing.
Yeah, and HerO's going to lose so much mining time. I'm actually surprised he's moving across the map with his probes here. Going to be trying to get an observer. The DT is in his main, is going for the Robo instead of the pylon. A little bit surprising. The expansion of Rain is not even going to get sniped. That DT, man.
Oh, he's lost so much mining time during this. Even if he didn't lose all of his probes, he's lost so much. Rain, for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, has been mining 800 minerals and 250 gas a second. There you go, GG. Rain takes it, and he advances on strongly to the round of 8, as a lot of people were predicting.
Man, if this is crazy what Rain did now. I wonder if he was anticipating the sentry first, and basically HerO having enough energy on his sentry to be able to scout with the hallucination. If he had not made that pylon down the HerO's ramp, and he knew this wasn't going to work too. He didn't make the pylon because he thought, oh well, you know what, I'm going to warp a DT right in front of him and it's going to work. He made it there because he wanted HerO, I think, not to use the hallucination to be able to spot that Dark Shrine. And then from there, because if HerO spotted it, even with late Robo, you throw down the force fields, you defend, and then you're in a position where you can pressure with Stalkers, you can try to do some damage while you expand yourself, and you're still in the game. But now it was like, HerO completely misread this because of the lack of information he had. He was very unfortunate too, because he scouted 2 positions, the 2 positions on which Rain was not.
It was a sick, strong mind game. And now, as you can see, Rain here, comfortably advancing on. He doesn't have to play for the rest of the day or tomorrow. He can have a bit of a relaxation period and then get back into the round of 8 on the final day. So congratulations to him for moving
4-0
on.
on maps.
Just
a well done
He didn't even break a sweat. He doesn't care, man. Look, even he finds it funny. There you go. All right. So Rain advances on. And now HerO falls down to the lower side of the group, where he's going to have to wait for the victor of either 4GG or Hyun. We could see 4GG go through Hyun and have a rematch against HerO again. And as Sean said, he'd be betting on 4GG to take that victory. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
Oh, Sean is never right anyway.
Sean is never right? Uh-oh.
What have I started?
Uh-oh, yeah, this is going to get bad, man. I don't want to be part of this. But yeah, we have Hyun versus 4GG coming up. And we all know, we've all seen how well 4GG can deal with Zergs in WCS Europe for quite a bit. But Hyun is such a strong Zerg when it comes to ZVT as well. So we've seen him during WCS America doing pretty well for himself. I think it was WCS America, wasn't it?
But 4GG's TVZ has improved a lot. There used to be a time it was maybe even worse than his TVP. That's how bad it was. And it was still pretty damn good. But now, I would say he's doing a lot better. So, gonna be a pretty insane match. I'm gonna be watching from the analysis
You're gonna be watching
screen.
from somewhere.
Yeah, from somewhere. And I'm looking forward to this game.
Awesome stuff. Well, that does it from the caster desk here for this series. Now we have, to delight you, some analysis from Apollo.
Thank you very much, Todd and Kalaris. And my friend, I haven't seen my screen of knowledge in a long time, and I'm back with it once again. And we're going to jump into game number 2. Because even though it did look really simple, when you're looking at the overarching story, there was actually a couple of really small moves which I thought that Rain made were just absolutely world-class. And it sometimes is difficult to pinpoint these out, so hopefully I can help you with that here. So first of all, if we look at the scene of this game and how it's set up, we have Rain, who's decided to go for this Dark Templar expand build. Quite a popular build on Frost. And then on the other side of things, we've got HerO, who's going for the Blink play. PvP can be brutal sometimes. You choose what you want to use, whether you know what your opponent's doing or not. HerO wants to know what his opponent's doing. So first of all, he sent his mothership core down south. This is to go and find out where his opponent is, and also to swing around to then go to the bottom right to hopefully find out what is going on. As you can see, no information whatsoever. But there was something really cool that really stood out, is this probe and this pylon movement from Rain. So first of all, if we play it from here, he builds the pylon out, which is where the DTs are going to come from. But then I was like, all right, well, what is he doing? Why is he moving forward here? Because obviously you want the pylon back to what the DT's in. You don't want to show it. And then this play is so cool, I think. He moves forward and builds a pylon in sight range. And if it wasn't in sight range, it definitely is now with the units that come down. This part is awesome. And it's a mind game, and we saw so many mind games throughout all of it. So if we look at this right now, is if we carry on playing from this point, the mind game here is the pylon shows potential aggression. So HerO now not using hallucinated unit, Phoenix or Oracle, because he wants, obviously, force field if something does come. And the mothership core comes back. But then if we pause it for a second, the pylon is gone. So he's like, all right, well, I guess that's nothing really coming my way. So then he decides to spend that energy. He then goes to find out what's going on and then continues on with his game plan, which is originally the Blink play. So from this point on, he tries to find out what's going on a little bit further and then moves out. And something so small, something so simple, actually costs him the game, because now HerO moves out, doesn't expect any aggression. He moves over, the DT comes in, and this play, as the army walks past, it goes in. And anybody that's played a couple of PvPs before knows if you have a Twilight Council and Blink, you don't really have anything to stop a Dark Templar. And that play actually really stood out over the 2 games for me. And I think that was really excellent play from Rain, who continues his domination here in the Intel Extreme Masters. Thank you for bearing a couple of moments with me. And now I'm going to hand it over to Red Eye.
Thank you very much, Sean. Really good stuff again from Sean. We're glad he's back doing his YouTube stuff as well. And if I were to play Protoss, then I was obviously going to learn quite a lot from that. But seeing as I don't, I didn't. Let's move swiftly on. We have some more fun images to share with you via our social media channels. You've been very good and been tweeting at us via #IEM on twitter.com with your Valentine's Day cards. I don't know whether to share these, but, well, let's do this. Okay, so here's the first one. This is from a chap called Threat Photo, which is a good name. Roses are red, violets are blue, toss is OP, that's why I 6-pull you. It's kind of okay, I suppose. I think we have a couple of others, so I'm going to try and get those up as well. as soon as I figure out how to use it. Oh, here we go. This one you'll like. Someone has gone to a great deal of effort with hearts on that one. Hearts OP. If you're wondering, if you're just tuning in and you're thinking, what the hell is Red Eye doing right now? Is he hosting some sort of love show? Yes, we are. This is the Intel Extreme Masters Love Show. We're actually on Valentine's Day, if you hadn't already figured it out. So we thought it'd be nice if you guys created some artistic works of art via some Valentine's cards, sent them in for the players and for the commentary team here. We do have a couple of others, particularly like this one from Borsty. Protoss are red, Terrans are blue. TVP is your problem. What would innovation do? It's quite nice. Quite like that one. I'm not sure the guys from Acer will appreciate the red. They probably have wanted it to be green, but that's cool. And one last one we have from Timothy Randall, who says, I made a Valentine's card. It's an interesting mix of... I think that... Is that crayon? I'm not sure. It may be paint. But anyway, hugs, apparently. So there you go. That's it from Awkward Corner once more. But we'll be back after the break with our third game, actually our fourth game from Group A. It's amazing. It's gone gone past so quickly today that we're almost finished with Group A. One player already through to the quarterfinals. We still need to find one more, of course. And that road begins with our next game. It's Hyun versus 4GG, and it's coming next.